What's going on, everybody? The Germ here. Check out that tank behind me, pretty sick. We are at West Point in West Point, New York. We are going to go in the West Point Museum, check out some cool things, and let's go check it out. It's this way. Pretty awesome little World War II tank. Not sure what kind of tank it is, because there's a plaque over here for General Abrams, but that is not an Abrams tank. Maybe a Sherman tank? I'm not 100% sure. I don't know. Leave it in the comments below if you guys know. This thing's been here forever. I wish it was lower so you can actually check it out, but yeah, there it is. Let's go inside the museum. Of course, as I started the video, they are landscaping out here in January. Doing snowblowers because there is no snow, but we got two buildings here. There's the original West Point Museum, and then we have another one over here. This is a newer building that they added about 4 years ago. I've been here one time. It's kind of small, but really cool. And we're gonna start our tour here. First, they got a really cool view, so let's go inside. Let's go check it out. It's pretty in spring or summer or fall. Wintertime's kind of like, you know, there's no leaves on the trees. Right now, there's no ice on the Hudson River, so, but still pretty cool view. Look at that view, pretty awesome. See a little bit of fog on the river there. Hopefully you guys aren't getting the glare. Pretty neat. Let's go check out the museum. Here's some of the more famous graduates from West Point. Of course, you get President Ulysses S. Grant, Pershing, MacArthur, President Eisenhower, and Bradley. Maybe you heard of some of these guys. Looks like nobody's in here. Very quiet. Look at this. There's some other famous grads of West Point. Coach K. I had no idea that Coach K was a graduate of West Point. Of course, Coach K, head basketball coach for Duke University. It's pretty awesome. Actually, I have a basketball with his autograph on it. You got some Cadet basic training equipment. Is this still relevant? The M, is that an M16? Those are still relevant? I didn't think they were anymore. Let's see if I'm right. Number 14. Let's see if that was the M16. Shows you how much I know about weapons and guns. It's an M4 carbine. All right, here's the part I like. If the guns are still here. Oh, I think they're gone. The guns are gone. The firing range. Why would they get rid of this? It stinks. This didn't work the last time I was here, and now it's totally gone. Totally gone. But you can tell they had the guns here, a little shooting range. It was a pretty cool little activity. Oh man, that stinks. Here's what a cadet barrack looks like. Probably pretty basic. You got your desk. Looks like you got a sink here with a mirror. You got your gun, your weapon, and your bunk. Now it looks like over here they got a closet with everything arranged.
We would not long survive.
I like all these guys. They're all my height. Well, if you guys didn't know, the Germ is only 5'5", so sure got a lot of awfully short soldiers. Except for this guy. This guy's a little taller than me.
Dictate what you want to be.
All right, we are out of the modern part. Let's go check out the weapons. I was hoping those guns were there. Those were cool, but we're gonna see a lot of guns in a second, so don't you worry. Speaking of guns, here's some pretty cool guns. US model of 1902 3-inch field gun. Yeah, I wouldn't want to meet up with that even today. We're gonna start off with some bayonets. They would attach to the front of a rifle. And they actually have, do they have one here? No, they don't have, surprised. One attached to a rifle. I don't know if this, I don't think this would count. Does that count? Yeah, that's a, yeah, that is one. I wouldn't want to get stabbed by any of these, but this German one here, sawback bayonet, no thank you. Look at that. That would not be good coming out of you at all. So of course you got lots and lots of guns. This is pretty much all that's in here is guns, weapons. Lots of rifles. Here you go. Here's one with bayonets attached to them. You can see just how long these rifles become. It's absolutely insane. Imagine having that attached to your gun. Wow, it's from 1866. That's crazy. These are old. French. Then we got the big boys, the light machine guns. These are things that you do not want to be on the receiving end of, for sure. Look at these cartridges on top. Soviet light machine gun. It's a British light machine gun. I feel like I'm now in the movie Night at the Museum. All these little guys come to life at nighttime, start wreaking havoc around the museum. That doesn't really happen in real life. Although it would be really cool if it did. This is actually a pretty interesting little contraption. It's a Dutch grenade launcher from the 18th century. Didn't know these existed, but it would shoot 1 to 2 pound grenades with a 7 to 9 pound launcher. That's crazy that grenade launchers go back that far. This is actually pretty uncommon. Wouldn't want to see the ends of that bad boy either. We were looking at Colt revolvers before downstairs. Here is the largest revolver made by Colt at its Patterson, New Jersey factory, which I had no idea they had a factory in New Jersey. And it was a Texas model, so the Texas model was made in New Jersey from 1836 to 1841. Approximately 2,000 revolvers of this model were made, so many that the number were purchased by the Republic of Texas that Samuel Colt named it the Texas model. Here we have a little model of the USS Monitor, but what is even cooler than that is they actually have a deck plate from when it was rammed and replaced by the CSS Virginia. Look at that. That's actually a deck plate from the Monitor, and you can see where it was rammed right there. Pretty awesome. One thing I love about it in here is that they have other artifacts too, like this Japanese Navy handheld aerial camera from 1939. Look how giant this thing is. This thing is a very large camera. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I don't know what I would compare it to, but just the lens is the size of a can of tomatoes. It is definitely a very large camera. Here's a model of a B-29 bomber, similar to the one that would have dropped the bombs on Nagasaki and Hiroshima. And what you guys see there is Fat Man. Okay, there is what the bomb looks like downstairs. That's a very small version of it. And what's crazy is right here, this is the actual safety plug from the atomic bomb dropped on Nagasaki August 9th, 1945. So that's pretty powerful right there. It's crazy to see that. So I gotta say, this is probably, for me, one of the coolest things in the whole entire museum. But this is the surrender document that was signed by all the participating powers to bring the Second World War II to a conclusion. It was signed on September 2nd, 1945 aboard the USS Missouri in Tokyo Bay. That is an awesome artifact. This here is a presentation pistol of Adolf Hitler. It was a gift from the Nazi Party prior to World War II. During the American occupation in 1945, an American sergeant found the pistol and other personal effects of Adolf Hitler. This here is the Great Chain. Each one of these links weigh 114 pounds and went across the Hudson River 550 yards and weighed 65 tons. It was floated on logs to stop the British invasion. Just in case they came up the Hudson River, it was removed every winter and replaced in the spring. One of the things I love about coming here is you always find something new, something you didn't see before. And right here is one of those examples. This is the uniform coat of Ulysses S. Grant from 1866. Uniform coat dates from Grant's post-war service as General of the Army. Civil War infantry, national color of the 37th Regiment United States Colored Troops. At the beginning of the Civil War, many of the infantry regiments of the United States Army were still carrying colors dating from the 1840s or 1850s. These flags were made of silk, measured 6 feet 6 inches, fly to 6 feet on the pole. The blue field of the Union was narrow, with silver stars usually arranged in rows. The fringe was yellow, and its cords and tassels were of blue and white silk intermixed. All right, guys, hope you guys enjoyed a tour of the West Point Museum. I don't know, museums. There's two here. There's two buildings. They're right next to each other. But if you're ever in this area, definitely come by. Totally free, really cool. A lot of cool stuff in there if you're into weapons and guns and history. I'm not into the weapons and guns and stuff, but it's still kind of cool to see the history. And it's amazing, after all these years, I didn't realize there was another floor you could go to. I had been here so many times. So I'm gonna have to come back again. I did check out some of it, but there's just so much you can take in. Until next time, guys, I am the Germ. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for watching.